What's up, guys? I'm Jed Abramoff, and this is Big Man Fitness. How many of you, if you're old enough, remember the "help, I've fallen and I can't get up" lady?
Don't let illness or an accident leave you alone without help. With Life Alarms...
Well, turns out I know there's a lot of memes. I think it was late 80s, early 90s. SNL, I think, covered it. It was all over, as far as jokes, too. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Well, turns out there's good reason that was there. You see, as we get older, we tend to, lose muscle. And falling is a real risk. So, that's what we're talking about this week. How to combat losing too much muscle. Now, of course, as we get older, we're gonna lose muscle. It's just what happens. Now, can we negate that a little bit? Absolutely. And when do you start? Now. So, you hear me talking about any exercise is great. Aerobic exercises like biking, running, walking. Covered walking last week, and it actually helps build a little bit of muscle. But we're really going to go over something today, like weight training or resistance training. And what that really is any type of training that, contracts the muscle, puts it into a state of having to, basically move something against gravity. Now, whether that's body weight, I've talked extensively about those. Bodyweight type resistance training. You want to do some weight training, or you want to do weight training, barbells, plates, whatever it is you want to do. Having some type of contraction, something that forces your muscle to do something outside of its normal push. So, with the idea that you're losing muscle, believe it or not, your government's even done some here in the U.S. has done some work on that. Now, if we look around the globe, we see people nowadays that are more and more fit the older they get, and that is great, because back in the late 80s, early 90s, we were getting very sedentary. I wouldn't go so far that the human race is doing better now, because we tend to have, I feel like the divide is as big as it has ever been. You see, late 80s, early 90s, we went from having 2 or 3, 5 channels to hundreds of channels on cable. And we could sit down and watch. There's so much programming. Today, we might not have, we still have thousands, hundreds at least, of channels to watch on TV. But if you don't have cable, they're streaming. You got every movie ever made online. Every TV show, any type of programming. So, including something like this. So we get sedentary. The idea is to keep moving. Obviously, it helps with weight loss. But as we get older, and don't think, oh, Jed, you're turning 43. You're hitting that age of being older. No. You start muscle mass loss when you're in your 30s. For many people, it's between 30 and 35 years old. So, as we get older, our muscles lose that elasticity. And that means that it's harder and harder to really kind of build muscle. But the stronger you keep your muscles, the better chances you have of it sticking around. Now, for most people, the real loss isn't really seen until like ages of 65, 70. More women at around 65, more men around 70. And yes, these studies have been done by the NIH. In fact, they were done not far from where I live. They're right down in Baltimore. They've been doing a very long-term study. And what they have found, kicker. Hold on. Tens of thousands of dollars were spent to figure this out. Weight training with a good diet is better than either weight training or a diet, or a diet and aerobic exercises combined. So what they're trying to say is most people tend to live a healthier, fitter, better life as based on health. If they're doing some type of resistance or weight training. Now, what is resistance training? Well, you can use bands, you can use small weights, body weights again, and it doesn't have to be super heavy. We're not going for PR records here, personal records here. We're just trying to stimulate the muscles. You want to stimulate your muscles. Again, that's why walking, covered it last week. Go check that video out. Walking covers a lot of muscles, and just a nice brisk walk. Better than even running, especially when you start getting in older ages. So an aerobic exercise gets that heart beating really fast. It's really good. And it's pretty good for weight loss. There's a difference, and I've always kind of pushed this. You burn a lot of calories, but only while you're doing the workout in aerobics. Any type of anaerobic workout. Again, running, jogging, cycling, stuff like that. Weight training. You burn a lot of calories all day, if that makes sense. You put your muscles, which store something called ATP, into your basically ATP is the power, the energy for the muscles. So you use up all that energy, and then as you're recovering, that's where that soreness comes in. You're putting those micro tears in your muscles. I always point to my chest. You put those micro tears in your muscles, and then your muscles are now needing what you eat. Your diet is taking basically your body through a very complicated chemical and process. Builds new ATP. Your muscles taking that to help repair the muscles and refuel the muscles. So you're constantly burning that energy, because now there's repair being done. They're trying to restore the energy, and new developments are being created through that repair. So your muscles are basically burning calories the whole time. It's not just while you're doing the exercise. So doing some type of resistance training, and don't need to do a lot. It's not like you have to do it all day long. You start with half an hour every day. Well, if you're doing aerobic exercises 2 to 3 times a week, do some resistance training. This will help alleviate losing muscle mass, and it helps with your diet. And I mean, diet is losing weight, not diet as in what you're eating. I hate the word diet. But we need to focus on getting that exercise in. I'm 43. I've already started that, descend down into, I'm going to be losing muscle. It's not as bad right now, and I can still build muscle at my age. But I also got to think about the future of, am I going to be able to wipe my own butt? That's essentially what it comes down to. Those that tend to do resistance training, even light stuff, again, doesn't have to be heavy, tend to be healthier, live longer, have better, more fulfilling lives in the sense of health than those that don't. The more sedentary you are, the more you're going to end up in those nursing homes and having those issues. And I'm not saying that, you're going to alleviate all issues. There's things that are hereditary that are going to happen, things like that. But having that, giving your body a chance to fight it, let's put it that way, is better than not. So doing light resistance training, at least some resistance training or weight training, they're basically the same thing, throughout the week, 2-3 times a week. And you can alleviate those, not alleviate completely, but some of the loss that's going to occur. Our muscle become less elastic. I mean, it's harder to get that pump, basically, right? Where the muscle, I'm going to use my bicep. When you're doing a curl, your muscle's really long here, and then you're squeezing it. That's that whole contraction of the muscle pulling your arm up. As you get older, it gets more difficult. The muscle isn't elastic. You can do this a million times. It may not build a big muscle because it's like an old rubber band, right? The more you stretch it, the more it just doesn't come back. I guess is what I'm trying to say. So let's focus on doing some resistance training and start focusing on our futures as well as what's happening right now and what we're trying to accomplish, especially in weight loss. And that's what I got for you guys this week. So, as always, reach on down here, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, give this video a big thumbs up. Really helps with my channel and helps distribute my channel. You can find me on Facebook, Jedediah Raymond Abendroth, and from there, I'll lead you to the group I've created for this channel. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter /X at JedFDK. And as always, if you don't feel comfortable reaching out to me on any of the things I just mentioned before, then please send me an email, bmfjed@gmail.com. Alright guys and gals, hope you had a wonderful week. Hope you have a great upcoming week. And I'll see you soon. Peace.